Oh, big and up in the branches. Gah! What's up, you guys? What is going on, guys? Lawson here. So, things are changing a little bit. You're probably wondering where I'm at. My family purchased a new property on a couple acres, and behind me, if you can see, there's a pond back there, but we're gonna be getting into that in a second here. My dad, unfortunately, had a bit of an accident, and he fell off a ladder while we were working at this new house, actually, and ended up tearing the muscle and tendons in one of his shoulders and had to have surgery. So a lot of all the work in this house you see has fallen to me, and I've had my cousin and my uncle help me out a lot, and we have completely demolished this whole entire house. Where there used to be walls, like literally where I'm sitting, there used to be a wall right here, and we just leveled out this house, and the whole entire house is stripped down. There's literally nothing in this house. All the floors, baseboards, toilets, everything is gone. And so this is gonna be a new house where my parents are gonna be living. But an exciting thing about this house, it's kind of hard to tell, but behind me there is a pond, a pretty decent sized pond too, almost probably like a half an acre sized pond. So I decided first today we're gonna fish in the pond. I had brought my little John boat out with me. We're gonna fish in the pond and just see if there's any fish in there, if there's any bass. Largemouth is what I'm assuming is gonna be in there. But over the next few weeks, month, whatever, a new project for me and for this channel is gonna be completely clearing this pond, the bank away, and gonna be making this into kind of a big monster sized pond for my channel. So I'm super stoked on it, and I know that's like the big thing that everyone's been doing. I've actually been raising and taking care of fish for a long time before I really even knew YouTube was a thing. I used to have aquaponics setups in my backyard, like a 300-gallon aquaponics setup where I raised brim and goldfish and stuff like that, and I've had tanks growing up with archer fish and chalcis and red-tailed catfish, all different types of fish. So I love doing this. It just now gonna do it on a big grand scale. This is a huge pond, and so we're gonna fish it today. And then from you guys in the comment section, I want to know, what should I stock in this pond? I'm talking we can get big fish in here, so let your imaginations run wild. But I'm very excited. We are gonna throw the GoPro on, we are gonna put the boat into the water, and gonna see if we can catch some fish in this pond, assuming that there's any in it at all. Graceful. All right, this is my first time ever fishing this little pond here, starting off with a chatterbait. Oh God, Ari's got whaled right there, first cast. Are you kidding me? That felt like a giant fish too, dude. You know, I could be easily mistaken. I'm just real hyped up. Now let me know there's fish in here though. That just got me so excited. You don't even understand. I mean, maybe you understand because I just screamed like a little baby, but whew. Boys, there's fish in here. I was not sure. There's one. There's one. There's one. Oh, it's a good one too. Are you kidding me? This is epic. Oh, donkey. Not really, like a 3-pounder though. What do you know about that? A nice 3-pounder second cast out of my own private pond here. I mean, this lake pond hole has probably not been fished for 35 years, so there's no telling what can be in this little pond like that. That's awesome. Woo, angry boy. For reference, I have not even really launched yet. I just have the nose sticking in, and we're casting. Chatterbait, you've done me well. I'm gonna assume that was the same fish that struck before. There's another fish right there, instantly. Gosh, next cast, another fish. Little guy, like a 1 pounder right here. You guys have no idea how excited I am to know that there's fish in here, and they're all, I mean, I say all 2 that I've caught so far are very healthy looking bass. No parasites on them, just classic Florida bass, super dark, green sides. Things are looking up. All right, well, I've caught 2 fish out of this little hole right here that both have eaten next to the boat. I'm assuming there's a deep drop off on this bank. This is clearly a man-made pond, but it was probably made whenever this house was built, which is like 30-40 years ago. So there's absolutely no telling what's in here. I mean, it's not a huge pond, so it can only sustain a certain size of fish basically, but there could be a donkey in here. Where's the fish? Not huge. I jacked him though, thinking he was a big one. Hey, number 3. Now I have no idea if there's alligators or snakes. General rule of thumb growing up in Florida is that if you are in a body of fresh water, assume there's an alligator in it. Oh, God. That might be a donkey. No. Oh, my gosh. I don't know why it hit so dramatically, though. Holy crap. Looked like a snook came out from underneath there and tried to eat this thing. Whew. You guys have no idea how happy it makes me to know that this pond is basically just loaded with fish. Oh, big and up in the branches. I got him pinned against the branch or something. I only have 15-pound test on here. Oh, he just got off. Son of a gun, dude. That was like a 4.5 pounder right up in these branches. Oh, that was sweet. Gosh. If I had stronger line, I would have been able to horse him out. I'm literally this 15-pound mono on here. That was a 50-pound braid situation. Flip in there and just yank him out. Whew, that was sweet, though. Now I'm in a dilemma where I want to flip more into these branches, but I don't want to be losing fish like that. Alright, even though it's like 3 in the afternoon right now, there's literally no reason for me to be throwing a top water. I'm throwing a buzz bait just to kind of close out our fishing session, a short session here on the pond. This is a small pond. Fish seem to be willing to eat whatever. All right, off of the water, the little pond right there, I am genuinely very impressed and surprised with the amount of fish that I caught, and I probably was in there for 30 minutes, maybe 40 at max, and just was really throwing a chatterbait around, and I threw a worm around, and that was basically it. And that one fish I hooked on that worm that got off, man, that was a 4.5 pound bass for sure. And it would be really fun to come in here with some heavy gear and just flip around these really thick plants. As you can see, the pond is completely overgrown, so there's probably a ton of fish, and the bigger fish are probably all way up underneath that vegetation waiting to be flipped on. That being said, let me tell you what the plan is for the pond here, and I'm very open to suggestions from you guys. This will be a group collaboration here. The plan is right now, as you can see, there's a ton of vegetation surrounding the pond where you can barely see it right now. It's directly behind me. You can barely see it because there's so much vegetation around it. And now, that's not a bad thing. It provides habitat for fish, birds, turtles, everything really needs that habitat, but there's a lot of invasive species around it. There's Brazilian peppers and all other types of stuff, and I won't pretend I know much other than that. But we're gonna work on clearing back all the invasive plants away from the pond and kind of clearing up a lot of space, and one that'll help the water clarity when there's not a ton of leaves falling in and dyeing the water. Believe it or not, that's how water gets dirty basically. Leaves fall in the water, and when they fall in the water, the tannins of the leaves disperse into the water, and it's basically exactly how tea works, is how water turns that color. And that's why, you know, water surrounded by mangroves is that really dark brown color. The mangrove leaves basically dye the water. Besides the point. So removing some of the plants away from the pond will help bring up the water clarity a little bit, and we can do other things like get some water pumps in there and get a bit of water movement, and that's going to help bring up clarity as well. There's a lot of work to be done. So the plan is we're going to do regular feedings, bringing buckets of live shiners, worms, whatever we got, and we're going to be stocking this pond full of food, and then it's going to be stocking the pond with fish. Right now, we know there's largemouth bass, brim, and I think there's probably gar in there as well, and it seems like there's some little shad in there. But I want to hear from you guys, what kind of fish would you want to see in there? Are we talking peacock bass, snakeheads? I don't know about snakeheads, but peacock bass, maybe some arowanas. If you don't know what those are, look them up, they're very cool. You know, do we keep it a Florida native pond, or do we just go all out and get big old catfish in there and whatever we can get our hands on and get it in there and just get an epic pond going? I want to hear from you guys what your thoughts are. But that is the new game plan that we're going to have going on. There's still going to be tons and tons of saltwater videos, regular bass fishing videos, peacock bass videos. Probably going to be a lot of saltwater coming up, and the plan is that we're going to do, what am I sitting like? The plan is that we're going to do some saltwater videos, and then maybe once a week we'll have a video where we work on the pond and we talk about the pond, and I can bounce ideas off you guys and read the comment section and all good stuff. I think it's going to be a ton of fun, and I think once it's done, it could be totally freaking epic. But that's the plan, man. Alright guys, that will about do it for the day. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and the new kind of exciting content that's going to be coming to this channel. I am really excited, mainly to start feeding and stocking. It's going to be a lot of work of the clearing and kind of making the pond more presentable in a sense and more beautiful, but it is a huge pond. There's a ton of opportunity to work with it and get very big fish in it because you have the space. Here we have the opportunity, once we get some water flow and work with the water clarity, to really possibly get some big fish in here, which could be really exciting, and the feedings will be fantastic. So like I've already said a million times, leave some suggestions below on what I should stock in the pond, how I should design the pond, and any suggestions you have about this pond. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. We'll probably be hitting the salt water tomorrow morning, trying to catch some jack or snook or reds or tarpon, trout, grouper, whatever we want. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, see ya!